Jesus predict his death and resurrection as the Gospels claim? Now, this is a related issue because despite all that we've said, if Jesus still predicted his death and resurrection as a sacrifice, we have a contradiction. It doesn't make sense, but at least then we have something, we can hang on to and say, well, this is what the Gospels teach, and I don't know what sense we can make of it. But what do historians make of this? And I want to just quote from two expert witnesses. One is from this book, big fat book here, very, very thick. It's called the Oxford Bible Commentary, edited by John Barton and John Muddiman. Now, John Barton, Blogging Theology viewers may remember, has appeared on BT a couple of times. He is, according to the back of this huge book, he is the professor of the interpretation of Holy Scripture at the University of Oxford. In other words, he's a leading biblical scholar at Oxford University. And in the commentary, so this has a commentary on every book, every word of the Bible in this huge tome, which is one of the best single volume
يقدم لك تيم فرصة العروض الخاطفة لوقت قصير أسرع وقت نصها الآن.
commentaries you can buy. And if you wanted a really good commentary, I do recommend the Oxford Bible Commentary. It's mostly written by Christians, if not all of them, as far as I'm aware. John Barton himself is ordained in the Church of England, as you might well know. So he, in the commentary on the Gospel of Mark, the earliest to be written, there is some commentary on the predictions. Remember, the predictions of Jesus' death and resurrection. And the very first one in Mark chapter 8, they say the following about this verse. It is unlikely that Jesus predicted his own trial and death with quite such accurate detail as is recorded here. And we'll come to the passage in a second. If he did, the apparently total confusion of the disciples when the events occurred is harder to explain. Jesus may have foreseen in a more general way the opposition his ministry was provoking, and may have realized and said that this could lead to violence and even death. Nevertheless, the detail of the prediction, corresponding so precisely to the later passion narrative, is less likely to be genuine. The passion narrative, by the way, refers to that story towards the end of the Gospels where Jesus is handed over and there's a trial and there's a crucifixion and there's a resurrection. That's the whole passion meaning suffering, really. So basically, this expert historian is casting doubt on passion predictions. Why? Well,